Losing a place of worship is an enormous tragedy for any institution, and that warm Friday in 2010, when the chapel went up in flames, was extraordinarily painful. The whole community gathered out on the Grove, and the students held hands and they wept as they watched a place they loved go up in flames. Then the Board of Trustees had to make a decision. Where do you go after a fire? And they decided, after much prayer and thought, that the way forward was to create a chapel garden, which will be a place for prayer and meditation, and also for the interring of ashes, and at the same time build a new chapel fit for the 21st century and for the future of the church.
Let the doors be open.
So a key word is flexibility. Every single thing in this chapel can be moved, with the exception of the tracker action organ, which gives the future lots of options around how to create worship spaces for alternative forms of liturgy. Another consideration was that we wanted a chapel that from the exterior looks like it's always been there, while in the interior is clearly very modern. And then the third primary factor was that we're very proud in our tradition of congregational singing. And the importance of music. It's often said nobody ever leaves the service humming the words of the sermon. And we take that axiom very seriously, so we wanted a place that worked well for music. One beautiful part of that organ story is that the two great white oaks, which were on this land, which had to be cut down to create the chapel space, those two white oaks became the case in which the organ resides, and I think that's a very lovely way of honouring the sacrifice those two remarkable trees made. There are all sorts of lovely touches that incorporate the old into the new. The pine floor in the parlour is actually the wood from the old chapel. One gift of the sad loss of a chapel is we tapped into deep wells of affection, both in the Episcopal Church and beyond. And countless men, women, young people really gave generously to create this moment. And what in the end motivates people, I think, is this sense that so many lives are formed in this space. So over the exit, over the Great West Doors, you'll see the words, "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel." They come from Mark 16, and they are words you see as you depart, and you're reminded afresh that that's our calling and that's our privilege.